Muted.
Thank you for attending today's Corporate Club team meeting. We have a few things that we're going to cover today. Just going to pull up the agenda right quick. We're going to review our Prospect Engager. I'll talk a little bit about the 895 auto rollover that's going to be starting in January. We have a manager spotlight. We're also going to cover a few procedures on equipment deposit, talk a little bit about corporate sales, and then recap all of our specials for this month. For the Prospect Engager, we actually have Ken Thompson from Houma, Louisiana with us today, and he's one manager that does really well with the Prospect Engager. So we're going to, I know there's a lot of managers across the board that do really well, but I'm going to have him talk a little bit today about how it benefits him and his club. Ken, do we have you on the line?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here. How's everybody doing today? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
Hello, you still got me?
Yes, Ken, you can go.
Okay. We have had some success with the Prospect Engager down here in Houma. Any of you out there who are currently using a manual system as opposed to the Prospect Engager, I would definitely encourage you to get your Prospect Engagers up and running as soon as possible, because it is definitely going to minimize the risk of you missing out on some sales opportunities. What we do here in Houma is, as soon as we get a lead from one of our Member Advantage partners, as soon as we get a referral sheet, 3 for T, for example, or as soon as someone comes in and signs a guest waiver as a guest, we take that information that very same day and enter it into the Prospect Engager. It is fairly user-friendly. You can go in and you can put follow-up dates on these entries. From there, that is daily going to comprise a call menu, a list of customers that you can work through and put out your sales calls. It is a very useful tool for 2 reasons. One is, as I alluded to earlier, it's going to minimize the risk of missing out on sales opportunities, leads falling through the cracks, such as, would be the case with a manual or paper system. And 2, as you work through the Prospect Engager, you'll notice that there is a field where you can put notes. Just to give you an example, last week I had a customer who was ready to come in. He wanted to make an appointment and come in and see the club, but he couldn't because, his wife was having to go and get minor surgery on her foot. So I made a note of that, and he told me to try him back in about a week. So I went in and pended that particular lead, flagged them to call them back within a 7-day time frame. And when I did, I had that note there to remind me, and the first thing I asked him was, how's his wife doing? How did the procedure on her foot go? Customers appreciate that. Everyone on the line here today knows how to, build rapport with the customer. You know how to sell. I'm certainly, not going to go too far down that road, but the Prospect Engager can be used as a very useful tool to, pop up those reminders of those, little facts and pieces of information about what the customers have going on, in their lives, so that you have something to talk about when you get them on the phone, before you, go into your attempts to, set up an appointment and have them come to the club. So as far as guest passes in particular, you can pin those for 7 days, 14 days, however the guest pass is structured, and it's going to prompt you to, call those customers back within that time frame and ask them, how have your workouts been going during the guest, during your trial period. Are there any questions you have to make your decision-making process easier. So that's the whole that's the whole key to Prospect Engager in my mind, is your ability to organize your leads and follow up with your leads in a timely fashion and not miss any of them.
Awesome. Thanks, Ken.
Thank you.
So across the board, every club has the Prospect Engager, and so I'm just going to go ahead and pull that up right quick. And I believe we're in Home Assistant right now. So that's the third tab right here. You can click on Prospect Engager. And this is a customer relationship management tool as well. As Ken was saying, it definitely helps with closing on those sales and being able to follow up and know those personal details about those prospects. But it also, a lot of times I'll have managers ask me, how can I help increase sales? And one thing is just simply following up with your leads, making sure that, every time the phone rings, every time the door swings, that person's being inputted into this database for you to record, what happened, what the outcome of the sale was, whether it was a trial or whatnot, so that you can follow up properly. So just with the system, you can, to add a person, you hit this plus button right here. It'll also notify you of any upcoming appointments or tasks that may be coming up. And a lot of times you can work strictly off your calendar. You can look at a glance. We can go into a more current calendar. So you can kind of see at a glance what the appointments look at this club. You can see everything's color-coded, so it kind of helps you identify as well. Your Today tab gives you all of the tasks that you need to cover for today. You can also have a glance as to what you have coming up tomorrow. And as you update these, that's all it really takes. All it takes is for the employee sitting down at the computer and just updating these as you walk through them. Every time you make that phone call, putting, what happened. Those notifications that you get at the top, he doesn't have any right now, are just notifying you these tasks need to be completed. And it's basically prompting you to the next step in the sales process. Once you enter that individual or prospective customer, it's going to ask you what the next step is. Are you going to be making a phone call? Are you setting up a tour? It brings you through everything, but it also kind of helps you manage your day as well. You can see how many leads you're getting. Go back to November. So for this club, you can see how many internet leads came in, how many walk-ins they had, telephone inquiries, referrals, how many, the activity, the manager. This is a great way, as working with the corporate office, it is remotely, so this is a great way to be able to show everyone, what you do in production, how many calls you make, how many emails are sent, text messages. So it kind of shows your work for the month, how many appointments are being booked, and this is, you can break this down daily, weekly, or you can look at the entire month. And it kind of gives you an idea of what your closing ratios are as well, which can, especially help with sales coaching to see where we need to focus on. So if anyone has any questions on the Prospect Engager, please let us know. Throughout the month of December, we will be, Kelly and I will be performing club audits. And those club audits are going to kind of break down your membership base, build memberships, that information. But we'll also be doing an audit of the Prospect Engager, kind of see where we can increase sales or increase training if needed on this particular program. So we're going to go back to our agenda. So the next thing I want to talk about today is the $8.95 rollover. I believe most of you should have received an email from Snap Fitness Corporate in regards to this program, or this change in the program. So everyone's familiar with the 30-day trial that's purchased online for $8.95. So the difference that's going to happen in January is that this, the 30-day trial will become, instead of it just ending for the member, it will be an automatic rollover into membership. So from the time that the prospect purchases the $8.95 trial, they'll receive a series of emails. And from what I understand, on day 20, and I'm just going to go ahead and highlight that. On day 20, they'll receive an email to elect not to roll over. That is their opportunity to cancel this trial. If they do not cancel this trial, it will then go into a regular membership. They will not be able to cancel this trial at the club. It will have to be done through that email. So we just need to make sure that we're communicating this to everyone on staff, your personal trainers, anyone that would ever ask, answer questions about the 30-day trial. They'll also be sending out more emails and information on this change as well. But just go ahead and, if you guys could just go ahead and start talking about it now and preparing for that for the new year. Do we have Kelly on the line?
I'm on.
Hey, Kelly, we're going to have you go over the introducing our manager spotlight for the week.
Okay. This week we are spotlighting Missy Dropsy. She's our assistant manager here in Ashland. We don't get to spotlight or highlight our assistant managers very often, but I wanted to let everyone know that she has done an outstanding job at what a lot of our assistant managers do. She does have a full-time job as a first grade school teacher. She comes in every afternoon and staffs and just engages with the members and just has a lot of sales from what she does there. We also wanted to show you one of her ideas that she did last weekend. This is a Christmas tree where she hung our free week trial passes on. And so members could grab those and take those to their friends and family. And then along, if they come back and enjoy, they get a free tub of protein this month. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is our equipment repair protocol. Most of you are familiar with this, but we just wanted to go through a few things that some of the questions we're getting back on. Each of you should have this, but we just wanted to send it out again. We want to make sure if there's any equipment that needs repair in your club, please follow this protocol and get it sent in as soon as possible. That could be a piece of broken equipment, vinyl that's torn, anything that needs to be repaired. And if you have any questions about this, please reach out to us and so we can help you get this sent in. And I think that was all on that, wasn't it, Brittany?
Hey, yes, the next thing would be on the deposit procedures. I think there's just a delay.
Okay. We wanted to send this out again to just, some of you missed it. This was sent out a couple of months ago by Felicia, and she wanted to make sure when we're sending in deposits that we follow this procedure. Most of you know that we do not take any cash into the club, so there'll be never any cash that needs to be deposited. So basically, if you receive money orders or checks, this is the procedure you'll follow for deposits. She really would like to only receive these deposits on the 1st and the 15th, so it just keeps it simple for her. If you do receive a large check in and you'd like to get that deposited, by all means, go ahead and send that in. And we'll be sending this out to you via email, so you'll have this in case some of you don't have it and like to print it and keep it in your desk.
Thanks, Kelly. Okay, so the next topic that we had to cover today was in regards to corporate sales, community marketing. So everyone should be able to see that. So one thing I just want to highlight this week is on corporate wellness outreach. There are a couple tools that are in the Print and Pro Shop. You can find that through your franchisee Snap Fitness portal. It's under Tools and Services, or Supplies and Services, sorry. And once you reach corporate wellness, you'll see that there's two flyers. There's the corporate sales flyer as well as the new standard flyer. That you can customize with the offer that you want for those employees. This is a great tool to be able to use, especially during the holidays. You can kind of notice the traffic goes somewhat down in the months of November and December. So this is a great time to focus on reaching out to local new businesses that have a good amount of employees. Ones that have been successful personally for me are reaching out to grocery stores, medical offices, anywhere there's, you can say, between 5 to 15 employees, as well as larger, corporations or businesses that have wellness fairs. Typically, they'll do that at the end of the year. So this is just a great tool to reach out to the HR manager or owner with, letting them know, what we have to offer from Snap Fitness for their employees. There's a couple of managers that have this month kind of done a holiday theme for the corporate sales. I know one, Royston and Bobby and Royston, she took the 30-day gift certificates and is targeting different businesses to give those on behalf of the employer to the employee. So they'll get a 30-day gift certificate this month in December to redeem at the beginning of January. So that'll help her push her sales for the beginning month of January. So I just want to make sure everyone knows that you can go in there. These are free to download. You can save to your computer and print there locally at the club. There seems to be a bit of a delay with the screen. Okay, so we're just recapping December specials. We went over the December checklist last week. We're running for this month, join for $8.95 program fee. When they do select that, that is the standard program and prorated dues, and the $20 access card are due at sign up. Per Ryan's email, all new memberships will receive a free canister of Clean Vitamins protein. Every PT purchase over $100 receives a free canister of protein. I did find out today that we are continuing the $3.99 prepaid special through December 31st. That's entered in as the 4 $100 PT sessions. And just a reminder on when you're checking those sessions in, if they're not going to be completed, if you in the event you have someone that purchased that special that does not want to service that training, that we don't want the sessions, to be sure to check that in under your club. Because that is tied to payroll, and you don't want someone to be paid out that didn't actually service those sessions. So just be sure to do that. We'll send that out in an email as well. Our referral special for this month, we're going to continue the refer 5 people receive a year for free. And then for the gift certificates, a lot of times we've had a few clubs reach out that you can do like a 1-month to a 3-month gift certificate. So there'll be more information on that as well. If you have any questions, definitely send us the email. But this is pretty much just an overview of the December specials. And then just a reminder on the holiday staffing. We covered that. Felicia covered that on the last call, but just the upcoming holidays. And that's all we have for you guys today. If you have any questions, we are in webinar mode, so you'll have to email us. But thank you for attending. Thank you for your attention. There'll be an email out for you to respond to shortly. Thanks, guys, and have a great day.